guys, how's it going? Studman coming back at you once again, and today I'm going to be talking your ears off again about some pretty cool Blu-rays that I picked up off of Amazon recently. Before I do that, I have to mention, as you may have noticed from my voice, you may not, but you may have noticed, I'm sick again. Yay! I just can't not be sick. Ever. It's so great being sick. Okay, enough of that. I'm gonna actually make it worse joking around like that. Anyways, there were some pretty interesting deals to be had on Amazon recently, so I went ahead and took advantage of those. Some of them, honestly, all of them were titles that were kind of a little bit higher price than I would have liked, maybe with the exception of one, were a little bit higher price than I would have liked to pay for them. But regardless, it was, you know, I'll explain it later, but the main reason behind me getting them is I'm worried these are going to be out of print, or at least two of them. I'm worried they're going to go out of print at some point in like a year or two, maybe even in a month or two for all I know, because they're just the type of titles that it's just like randomly out of nowhere you would totally expect just to piss you off that, oh, by the way, we did one print run of this and it's gone now. That's what's concerning me, because at least a company like Twilight Time will tell you that there's a 3,000 print run and that's it. But bigger companies like Warner Brothers do that kind of stuff all the time, and they don't tell you that what you're picking up here is kind of rare. It's a 3,000 print run or 5,000 print run or something, and once they're all sold, we're not making any more. That kind of thing. And honestly, I don't think they set out to do it that way. I think it's just that these titles don't sell as well as they want them to, so if they do the one print run, it doesn't sell as well as they wanted it to. And don't do any other print runs because fuck it, nobody wants to buy it anyways, or at least not as many people as we want to buy it. So whatever their reasons may be for taking that approach, I don't like their reasons. I think their reasons are stupid. I don't even know what they are, and they suck. But regardless, let's get into this. Let's show you guys what I'm talking about. So the first one I want to show you is Salems Lot here on Blu-ray. I still, by the way, need to pick up It. That's the other. There were three that came out around the same time for about the same price, $10. And they're fairly bare bones. Like, they've got this, I think, the same special features as the DVDs. Maybe a few less special features, in fact. But you know, when they came out for $10, I didn't really want to get them at that price because I'm a cheapskate. And I was like, surely this is going to go down to like $5, right? The only two I wanted out of them was, there was Cat's Eye, there was Salem's Lot, and then there was It. And the only two I wanted, the only two I cared about was Salem's Lot and It. And I really want to get It, and I'm probably going to get it at some point. My thought process on not getting it yet was that, well, they're coming out with a new It movie, so maybe they'll keep the original out there a little bit longer, just in, like, if there's any of these three movies that they're going to do a second print run of, it's going to be It. You know what I mean? The price was dropping on this one, and it was dropping in a way where, like, every 2 to 3 days you see it drop another 5 to 10 cents or something like that, which, in my experience at least, typically means that it's being sold by a third-hand seller, not by Amazon, but by another company or another guy in his basement like me or something like that, and they're just trying to get it sold as quickly as they possibly can, so they keep dropping the price a little bit. But what that tells you, just by seeing the price drop incrementally a little bit like that every few days, what that tells you is that it's not being sold by the company. And if you go on Amazon and you see it's not being sold by the company anymore, and that this is like one of the only ways to get it. That wasn't the case. I don't believe in this particular case. That wasn't what actually happened, but it just got me to thinking, like, they're not dropping the price on this. I can't foresee them dropping the price on this anytime soon. I don't want to take a chance on it. I was just like, there's so many things right now that I'm looking at and thinking, I don't want to take the chance on this. I want to have this in my collection. So I went ahead and picked up Salems Lot here on Blu-ray. I was a bit over $7. I think it was close to like $7.50. I can't remember the exact price because, like I said, they were dropping it by a few cents every day, random price. I think between $7.25 and $7.50, something like that. Either way, I was glad to pay at least a little bit less than the $10 who won't budge from $10 price tag that they have on it. Warner, what the freaking hell, man? I don't understand their thought process on this. But whatever their thought process is, at least I have this in my collection now. And yes, I will be picking up it at some point in hopefully the near future. Because again, it's another title I don't want to miss out on and I'm kind of tired of waiting on. So yeah, Salem's Lot here. It to follow. But before we talk about it, let's talk about another title that I really wanted to have in my collection. And I was concerned that it would no longer be in print at some point in the near future. And that would be Snoopy Come Home on Blu-ray. I love this movie. It's got some of the best music from any Charlie Brown related or Peanuts related anything, period. And that's because you had people working on the soundtrack like I believe Thurl Ravencroft even does he's there's that No Dogs Allowed song. You guys remember No Dogs Allowed? No Dogs Allowed. Thurl Ravencroft, man. He's the same guy who was like he did the song, didn't he do the song for How the Grinch Stole Christmas? You're our mean one, Mr. Grinch. And of course he's done a lot of other like Disney and animated stuff in the past as well. I believe he was also the guy who did the deep baritone voice of that song. And this, of course, it all says Snoopy Come Home, the main title theme. And then I can't remember the name of the song, but there's this little girl that ends up finding Snoopy and trying to adopt him essentially. And honestly, she's like a precursor to Elvira. If you guys remember Elvira from Animaniacs, I believe that was her name. I know there's Elvira, the hot chick. You know, I know that Elvira, but I'm talking about the one from Animaniacs, the one who has all the animals and loves them so much, loves them to death half the time, literally. You know, that wasn't Animaniacs, that was Tiny Toons, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm getting them mixed up because there was yes, it was Tiny Toons. Because the one I'm thinking of, the little girl that I'm thinking of in Animaniacs was actually the, okay, I love you, bye-bye. Yeah, I remember now. See, my memory does work, even when I'm sick. It just takes a little while to... You know, it's an old engine at this point. But anyways, the reason I wanted to pick this up was because, well, it's the first time on Blu-ray, and I love this movie, and I want to have it in the best possible quality, even though from what I've heard, it doesn't have a great transfer, but the complaints that I heard about the transfer made me want to take a look for myself, because they were just like, there's too many pops and whistles. Well, that to me is a good thing, because that to me signifies they didn't do too much cleanup on this, and if they didn't do too much cleanup on it, then there is a chance that they have, like, it's like the original source material that you're looking at. And granted, it might be nice if somebody who knew what they were doing did some cleanup on it, like some really good cleanup, proper cleanup on it, made it look even better. Absolutely, there's a possibility this could look even better, but I'd rather them not do any cleanup at all than to smudge it to hell and back, which has happened even with Disney titles in the past 5 or 10 years. So if they decided not to go the smudge-a-thon route, then I'm cool with that. I would prefer that over the smudge-a-thon route. And I always give a little bonus point to any transfer that decides not to go too far, because there are so many examples of having gone too far when it comes to Blu-ray and high definition transfers that it really irks me when I see it. I don't want to buy releases like that typically. So yeah, I'd much rather have something like that on here. And I paid about I want to say $10.50 for this. It was another case like the other one where, you know, the third-hand seller was selling it, and they wanted to get, I guess they wanted to get rid of it a little more quickly, and it just struck me. This has been sitting there on Amazon. I haven't seen it in any store ever, period. I don't know many people who own this. I don't know if anybody has been buying this. I don't think anybody's been buying this. I don't think it's been flying off store shelves, you know what I mean? Most people, when they think of Snoopy, when they think of Peanuts and Charlie Brown, they think of the Christmas special, and they'll get the Christmas special, and maybe they even get the box set with all the holiday specials, but they don't really remember this movie the way I remember this movie, so, and have nostalgia for this movie. So maybe they didn't pick up on the fact that this was out there. Maybe they don't remember it at all, and even if they saw it on the store shelves, they might think it's something newer, and people have a tendency not to like the newer Peanut stuff as much. What's going through my head as somebody with an anxiety disorder is, this isn't selling well, or it very well may not be selling well, and if it isn't selling well, they're not going to do a second print run, which means that at any given time they're going to run out of stock for this on Amazon, and then the price will shoot up from anywhere to like $30 or $40 for the title to $200 to $300 for the title, which is what happened with the Airheads recently. Ever since that Airheads incident where it was like, this title was literally $10 last week and now it's $200. Like, I'm not going to do it anymore. If I can help it, every little bit I can put towards getting the titles in my collection that I actually want before they go out of print, before something like that happens again, I'm going to do that whenever I can. And this is a case of me doing exactly that. So anyways, what I really thought was cool, I didn't even know about it until I got it home. Obviously it comes with this nice embossed slipcover. Very, very cool. First time on Blu-ray. But it also comes in a red Blu-ray case. I think some of you may have noticed on the title there. Yes, it comes in a red Blu-ray case. I had no idea about that. Now, I know there are some, like, there's the Halloween Blu-ray set, or no, that's something that Brandon did, that Skin Slip did. But I'm pretty sure there are some Blu-ray sets out there that have like all the red cases and stuff like that, right? Or there are some other Blu-rays out there that have red cases, and red cases, colored cases are hard to come by, hard to find. So I'm just literally thinking out loud here. Maybe there's a collector out there who needs a red case and is wondering, how can I get a replacement red case when they don't really do these replacement cases in colors, or it's really hard to find them like that. And when you do find them, you have to pay a lot of money, and then, you know, whatever. Well, maybe you buy this, because this movie is great, so of course, why wouldn't you want to have it in your collection? Also, you just take this artwork out, put it into a regular blue case, and then you've got the red case for whatever you want it for. I like how it looks with the design here and everything. Obviously, they've got the red and white thing going on there. It looks really, really nice as is, and I'm not going to change it, but I'm just thinking maybe a collector out there would not mind changing out the case for this to blue and using the red case for something else that they have on their shelf, you know, because maybe you broke a case or something like that here or there and you need a new one that's red but you can't find it. You know what I mean? There are cases like that have happened. My friend Sean Zarnizrak accidentally dropped his Halloween set and he couldn't find any replacement cases that were black like that. There's also like the Ant-Man Blu-ray is like a kind of grayish black kind of color. You don't really see that anywhere. I mean, these are rare things. If you end up damaging that case, it's not going to be easy to replace that case because they only did it for that one print run and they only did it for that. And you know, even if they were to do a second print run of this, number one, I highly doubt it would have this really nice slipcover. Number two, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't have this red case. So just throwing that out there for some of you hardcore collectors out there who haven't picked up on this. And I'm pretty sure, by the way, if this has a nice slipcover and a red case, they also have a Blu-ray release of, it's a Charlie Brown movie. I can't remember what the name of the movie is, but they have another release of another Charlie Brown movie out there that came out around the same time. I think it's from the same owners, hence it's done in the same fashion here. So it might also have a red case, is what I'm trying to say. So there may be at least two releases that I know of here from Peanuts that have red cases and have these nice slip covers. And the slip covers are not going to be done for more than one print run. I can almost guarantee you that that will be the case. And I can almost guarantee you as well that that red case will not be included with the second print run if they do it. So there, got it out. Now then, last but not least, the last pickup I made here is one that I think a lot of people have been making because, well, not only is it probably one of the best reviewed Blu-rays that we've seen in years, and apparently just one of the nicest looking Blu-rays that has been put out in years, but it's also really ridiculously affordable. So you're damn skippy that for $6.99 I picked up Michael Mann's Heat, the Director's Definitive Edition here on Blu-ray. This is a brand new release, with I believe a brand new transfer, and it's also got, of course, this additional hour of all new extras, Academy panel and Michael Mann Q&A at TIFF. So that's pretty damn cool. I don't remember enough about this movie to tell you my thoughts on it, because I believe the last time I saw it was on TV. So the last time I saw it was like the broadcast cut. This is the Director's Definitive Edition. I think my experience with this one is going to be a little different. It's also going to be very different because the last time I saw it, I was not as much of a movie fan, a movie buff, as I am now. I wasn't the same kind of a movie buff. I had never, studied film before. I had never gone to school and learned about film. So now that I've actually done that, I'm going to go back and watch this and have a whole new appreciation for it. It's going to be, I think, a completely different experience. And yeah, again, at $6.99, that's just for a brand new freaking release, or for a fairly new release at least. That's a very, very good deal for... Just go ahead and look up online the reviews for this. Not only does the transfer look freaking gorgeous just from the images that you'll find online, but the mere fact that it's the Director's Definitive Edition, bleh, and that it's got an hour of additional extras, I mean, that's a no-brainer to me. Like, granted, this might drop down to like $5 or $4 at some point, but are you really going to wait that long? Are you really going to be... I am a cheapskate. And if a cheapskate like myself can say, screw it, it's worth $6.99. It's worth at least that much, if not more. Then maybe you, a fellow cheapskate, can also come to that conclusion, even if you don't have a lot of money. I also am not somebody who typically has a lot of money, but, you know, I can afford to splurge a little here and there and spend more than $5 on a Blu-ray every once in a blue moon. So, yeah. Anyways, that will do it for me today. That's the last Blu-ray that I picked up. I can't wait to check out Heat again for the first time in probably like 20 freaking years. I'm also very glad to have Snoopy come home here, which I forgot to mention, by the way. There's one little thing about this that you should know. It is only available on Blu-ray in 4:3. So that's interesting, because the DVD copy of this exact same release comes with the widescreen version. It was actually released in widescreen at one point. I don't know if... I think it was like a similar case to what happened with Transformers, the movie, where it was originally made in 4:3, and then they cropped it to fit to a theater and put it in a few theaters at some point. But whatever may have happened, I'm pretty sure that what's going on here is that the original way that this movie was released, the original way that it was edited, the way that it was, crafted and everything, it was all done in 4:3. I'm pretty sure. I would not be surprised if that was the case. I'll put it that way. So, just throwing that out there. Yes, it's in 4:3, but that's probably its original aspect ratio. So, yeah, that's probably why. Anyways, got this. Pretty cool stuff. Only $10 and some change. $7 and some change. Got Salems Lot. Now I just need to get it. And then Heat for $7 total. $6.99. Very good deals. Very good deals all around. Even though they're not necessarily the cheapest deals out there, pretty good deals regardless. Am I right? Anyways, that'll do it for me. Thank you for watching, you guys. Catch you later. Peace.